how to consolidate. Over here we have All About You. What we did different is we chopped up the intro and made it shorter. What we want to do before we consolidate is go over here to the session view on the top right corner on this circle and click it. Next, we're going to go ahead and click on the scene that says All About You. What this does is when we consolidate, it will grab the information in this scene and duplicate it. If we had this top scene selected, it would grab the information from this scene and duplicate it. That would force us to have to rename everything, do the time signature, and the BPM all over again. Now that we have the proper scene selected, go back to Arrangement view, and let's get started. Right now, we have All About You chopped up. It's not one file, it's chopped up into two files. We want to make sure before transferring it over to Session View that we make it one file. Same thing goes for BGVs, perk, and any other file. What we're going to do is hit the beginning of the file, on loop, go all the way to the end, make sure it's the longest file, which it seems to be. Same thing goes for BGVs or perk. So make sure you have the beginning of the loop file selected, hold shift, and hit the end of the loop file. This will select everything. You're going to come over here on the top left, and you're going to click create, and you're going to see consolidate time to new scene. What we're going to do is click it. What this does is not only is the highlighted section going to be consolidated, but also the BGVs, the perk, and the band files. The highlighted part simply lets Ableton know where to start and where to end. So the highlighted part transfers to the BGVs, the perk, and the band files without even having to highlight it. And another way of explaining it is that you don't have to highlight everything in order to consolidate. You can just highlight one file, and as long as you hit create and then consolidate time to new scene, it will consolidate all the files within that region. So now that it's done consolidating, we're going to go over to Session View, and you can see right here it made a new scene for us. It's gray. I'm going to go ahead and let all the files load. But before I do that, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to make a new click MIDI. Since I have another version of the song, I'm going to go ahead and copy the click MIDI from the first song and then paste it into the click MIDI of the second song that we just chopped up. Since we only use click MIDI, I'm going to go ahead on our click audio file and hit 0 on our computer keyboard, and it's going to deactivate it. While the files load, I'm going to go over to our scene where it's gray, and I'm going to make it white. Next, I'm going to right click on our first version and make it gray since we're not using it. To make another distinction between the two, I'm going to go ahead and rename this by hitting Command R, going to this code section and hitting short intro, and then hitting enter. And I'm going to go ahead and click the first version and drag it down and make sure that the new version is above. Now that all our files are consolidated, what you need to know is that when you come up top to create and consolidate time to new scene, that all our files get looped. So go ahead and click on the click audio file, scroll all the way to the right, holding shift, and click on rough. This will highlight everything. So then we're going to come down to the bottom on this menu, and if you don't see this menu, come to the bottom right and click this arrow and it'll open and close a tab. And then you're going to come over here to the loop button and make sure that it's off. It's off when it's gray. Next, come over to click audio and click the right arrow key on your computer keyboard and scroll all the way to the right and make sure that each file does not have the loop button turned on. After that, make sure you highlight everything from click audio to rough. Come down here to this menu where this box is that says beats and make sure it says complex. Go ahead and check each individual file and make sure it says complex. After that, we're all done. I'm going to hit play on the song, and I want to make sure that my intro is what I wanted it to be. After listening to it, I'm happy with it, and that's how you consolidate.